For now, though, let's just keep going on with the regular campaign here. Buy everything here on this side, because I love this tree so much. Let's go on to the Starlit Mansion. Reimu broke into the fancy mansion and confronted Romelia. However, she denied Reimu's accusation. It seemed like Reimu had to beat the truth out of her. I noticed there's something else to this incident. I think the Starlit Devil Mansion maps are some of my favorites because they are super unique when it comes to it then. This is a huge map that has 5 lanes for these enemies to come by. I say 5, there's technically 6 that actually, if we talk about up here. Not 5, 7. Because all these windows are lanes where enemies can and will come from the future. So we have this entire foyer to defend from. We have a few different ways to work this around. Now we have these transfer springs to help out host and summons. A few speed and range springs to help deal with the flyers that will come later on. And we have one cage here, which houses Romelia. This Romelia is a huge javelin of a nuke. Which, I'm just going to upgrade her all the way just to show how she works. Where she is a very slow attacking unit, but does a shit ton of damage. And just casually will just nuke in whole entire lines, as you're kind of seeing here. She is hilariously good. Like, ridiculously hilariously good. But, of course, she's not made to exclusively carry on her own. She's exclusive to this map as well, too. And she can only do so much damage at a time. Comes to it. So I'm gonna actually have to rely on actually using my other towers. As she will only shoot so fast, she only shoots one person unless she gets her big AoE down a gear. And then you're seeing how this can absolutely change the flow. So rather, best use case of her is to try to use her actually as a fallback. You can use her on like the speed spring, for instance, when it comes to it then. And basically just have her, yeah, be your big line of defense, where if anybody gets through, she's just going to shoot a huge line through. And yeah, take care of everything there. But until then, I'm going to be relying on good old faithful Marissa. Granted, I don't have her to level 5 yet, so this is what I'm trying to rush up to at the moment, if I can help it. If I call the wave early though, that gets her level 4, and then I get the free level 5 upgrade, to where now I have the beam that goes full screen, and I am just going to be straight chilling now. But I need to pay attention to my anti-air once again, because I have a lot of good damage, but I need to actually have my bases covered for everything else that will come on by here. Because we have a lot of flyers that are coming, as you're seeing here, and this Satya just banished away my Marissa. But then Romelia just took care of that Satya. Hilariously so. Alrighty. All good, all good. A few more Yamames on the corners to help deal with the enemies coming on by. Yeah, like, my strategy, really, as you're seeing, is that, like, Marissa really just helps to carry things through for dealing with the enemy, or for the normal enemy waves. And then it really just starts coming down to, I need to have a plan of attack to deal with the aerial enemies then. Is really always my biggest weakness otherwise. So you're seeing here, all the small pumpkins and everything like that, or so. I am the angry pumpkin. The architect and the builder aren't going to be the biggest problem in the world. Instead, I just need to keep focusing on making sure that I have enough ways to deal with units that I can't myself here, which will be the aerial side, of course, then. I think I will keep this Yamame here. I'll just summon another one on the corner when it comes to it then. I want this Reason moved around a bit. But otherwise, I need to just be trying to cleave these melees as much as I can with Marissa. Because if possible, I don't necessarily want Romelia to be having to waste a huge spear on the melees, if possible, on the Grenadiers, if I can. I just need her to holistically be I just need her to be shooting down the center lane, if possible. But if that's not possible, then Marissa has got it too. Alright, upgrade Yamame's on the corners, as we've had before. Move this Yamame a bit further down so she can hit all sides. Just seeing here, the aerial presence is going to be a potential problem. Especially with the patch coming on by, I need this racing to be hitting sooner. That, and yeah, you're seeing now, we have these fairy maids starting to come on the actual sides, so I'm going to have to deal with them, which means I'm probably going to want to abandon the front lines a bit. That way I can have my raisins deal with them back here. They need to have some line of defense, which is unfortunate, but it must be done here. Now, granted, the Remelia can try to help out on this end, but I don't want to have to rely on the Remelia by herself, is the big problem. Because since she only attacks so much, I need to just basically either consign Marissa away here, just say you take care of the lane while I hopefully deal with the Satyas instead. Or just see what other, like, how else I can really brew when it comes to it then. That's all the blue points I will take, Alright, got some plans coming on by. That's really a problem, and they have high physical defense, so that's why I was already getting a Cherno already suited up here, basically. They need to have a way to deal magic to her that's past my Marissa. Now, of course, as you saw, Remy did just kind of nuke her sister, but I'm preparing my fallback plan, of course. Because as much as Remelia is, of course, a great tower here, as my back line, and like I wanted to only be last resort, even though I invested basically everything into her on like at the beginning of the game. Guys, the only summon that I really have, of course, here is this Alice, and I'm realistically only using her as just to make sure that nobody bleeds through. I am absolutely just going to use my spell card right there so we can take care of all of them in a line, quite frankly. Upgrade another Yamame. That is a lot of spell power right there. Hello, give me that stuff as soon as you can. That's more spell power. That's because we have some bats that are trying to bleed through. Thank goodness Remelia is taking care of it, but I also have these raisins as well as my next round of defense. Alright, more fairy maids coming by. Not the worst ever, but I will go ahead and spend the key so I can get this racing on the range tower too. So we can try to deal with it on a more holistic scale. I'm not constantly fumbling around with it. Alright, those big bats are coming from the sides. And that's where these boys are being a problem. Copy that. Gotcha. For now, though, I think I'll spell card these patches. That way I can deal with the air presence on an easier scale. And then I just need to help support. No, a bat got through! Oh, crap, dude. Alright. I have to invest into the raisins then. It's fine. It's just a little annoying. Shooting more in this case. Have the Yamame fall back a little bit then, right here. Have my raisins come on by. The Alice isn't necessarily actually guarding as much as I thought she would have. So instead, I'll just have her sit actually on the very corner case then. Otherwise, get this Yamame upgraded as well. That way I have poison ticking on all lanes instead. And then I can just kind of shoot down the entire one lane. All the pumps will be taken care of. Any bats that are coming through are going to be sniped down by the raisins. And then I think another Cherno necessarily wouldn't be bad, so that way I'll have two lanes of slowing and stopping. That's a lot of money that I've generated. When it comes to it here. Second wave of slowing. Another level to my level Yamame right here. Because the top, with these racings fully upgraded, I don't have to worry about the top anymore then. It's just all about how I'm dealing with all of these special summons then, overall. Just gonna upgrade a Ran to help deal with any AoE pressure that comes on by. But otherwise, I need this Marissa to keep shooting in a line. That way I can deal with the plans that are coming on by. Because it doesn't necessarily matter much that Chen is dying to the what's-his-faces. It doesn't necessarily matter too much that the Chen is dying to the clans fast. Rather, the important thing is that I am getting to deal with the plans before they get any further. And all the flying enemies starting to get nuked there. Now, Unknown Spear, the boss of the SDM area, with the plaid flat cap on his head and a glass of mellow wine in his hand. This man commands his pumpkin minions. He seems to be the very one that's affecting Star Devil Mansion. We had Toby Fox as the antagonist of the human village, and now we have a pumpkin Zune. Why? Because they can. 20,000 HP, and you know, he will kill us if he gets to the end. But I'm gonna have this, but I'm going to move things around and try to see how much damage I can do. Because once again, it's all about Marissa, baby. As much damage as Marissa can do, and I'm moving my what's-his-face around as well. My Marissa around as well. These pumpkin minions are just gonna keep coming by, so I need to keep dealing with them as much as I potentially can, which is why it's also just as important to to have what's-his-face, to have my Marissa, my Graysons around here. Why I'm going to be dragging things around so much. These pumpkins are scary, 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 and they're leaking. We're almost at the end here, but I need to pull back and hope that they don't leak too much more. Good. Good, 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 good. Woo! 16 health. I don't know if that's enough to push me down to 2 stars. Nope, still fine 3 stars. Not bad at all. Not a bad area at all. And then we get a new playable character, Yomu, who is my favorite to play out of the playable cast. So Reimu can deal and fires amulets. She has a AoE stun and a fantasy seal to just do a lot of damage. Yomu trades her crowd control for just raw damage. So Rotanken is just very high sword attack. You're trading how many times you can do it for how powerful it is. Cherry Blossom Flashing, deal damage and slows enemies within a straight line. A nice beam, basically. And Sauce of Eternal Future is just a huge slash attack, but it reduces resistance. Is the big thing about it. So that's very good for helping to deal with bigger boss enemies and everything like that. Now it's sad, of course, and I'm going to change my outfit real quick then. So we are going to affix myself. Give myself... I mean, I can't really get too close to Yomu's white hair, unfortunately. I can't go full white hair on this end here. So let's trend towards a little bit more of that Chartreuse green when it comes to it then. Blue eyes, but my outfit, I can make more Yomu green in that case then. I'll do that. My hairband can be that darker variety when it comes to it to match her. And in honor of Lady Yuyuko, I'll make the bow pink. Or rather, I could make it kind of like her handkerchief, rather. Let's make that darker. Nice dark green. I can make my little bow gem Yuyuko colored then. Yomu Gaming. Doubt that there is more characters. I mean, there is to play. Granted, base game, when it comes to it, it is just Reimu, Yomu, and then Futo. Whereas Professor Cherno, Iku, and I can't speak. Moku are all DLC when it comes to it then. So I haven't played with those three. Because when I first played the game, the only DLC that was out was Professor Cherno at the time. So I should honestly try out the other towers. But otherwise, we also get Nitori, who is another type of... who is going to be another type of Danmaku tower. Equipped with the latest in the product line, Cucumber Gun, attack fires multiple shots in quick succession that will not crit, and she can knock enemies back. Think of Nitori as kind of like a shotgun tower. So very since her standard attacking tower, Nitori functions like a very functional shotgun, and I will show her off in a second here. She's a very interesting tower too. I think I want to get to fast loading, so let's work on that in the future. But for now, Rugged Hills. Beast returned to the SDM after defeating the Unknown Sphere. A breaking news story from Boon Boon Maru newspaper said that the Moria's Shrine is worshipping some unknown creature. Remo and her friends were going to take a look, but got stopped by another strife at the bottom of the Yokai Mountain. Professor Cherno's got it, but where is everyone? So, more mechanics here. Coagulation stones. These petrify surrounding members. So if I summon somebody on here, these towers cannot attack. Exactly so. So I'm going to have to actually destroy these stones if I want my towers to be able to do anything here. Otherwise, we have speed springs to help out, and we also can make use of our keys with these chests that are scattered around. These chests have different rewards in them, such as, you can see here, bombs, for instance, which I can use to blow up these stupid things. And actually have a way to start dealing with all these stones and getting to actually use my characters and all. So, first and foremost, for science, let's see what happens if I open up these chests here. These chests all will reward bombs and power. Bombs and power. Copy that. So, good to know. I don't think I want to use all of the chests like that or so necessarily. Because if any enemies spawn chests for free, that's 100 power that should be going towards instead summoning my units. So I'd rather use it on that side then. For now though, I do think what I want to use these bombs for is like 1, 2, 3 in a line. Get the speed sprint unlocked, and then get this unlocked. Because, oh baby, you know what time it is. It's Marissa time, baby. We'll get Marissa, but I will also summon a Yamame on our corners right here when it comes to it. And then I'll summon a Nitori to show off exactly how she works. First and foremost, mountain fairies. So just generics for our new area when it comes to then. That and more Marissa fodder when it comes to it. But here, let me actually give a chance to show off how Nitori is going to work. She is a shotgun tower, like I said. So she shoots very fast in a short range in succession, and then she has to reload her cucumber gun, as you're kind of seeing right there. So she's very good at, so exactly so. The advantages, disadvantages with her is that she shoots in a very faster, so she has more burst but less range than Racing, to compare the two directly. But for now, L plus ratio plus Marissa clears all losers. Goodness gracious. Now we're gonna get our first specialized enemy of the region, Minariko. The goddess of fertility is very important during harvest season. Since there are so many similar deities around, she can't gather much face from mortals. She harvests blue points is the whole thing that says about her, so, which I believe means that she drops blue points if she survives long enough. Now, she still is an enemy I have to kill, so we'll have to just deal with her over time, but it's not the worst thing ever. For now, though, I'll just keep Marissa gaming all over these poor fools. And Yamame is also dealing with them just quite frankly, too. Sizua. There are some autumn leaves. When fall comes, her power will be dyed in the mountains to a lovely shade of red. Range and harvest green points. And of course, you have to remember too that green points are what we use to cast our spells and all. We're also gonna get some Hinas. Let's keep this Yamame train going. Now, Hina's, despite being called the goddess of misfortune, she never wants to be worshipped. She's more of a yokai than a deity. She just absorbs the misfortune passed away to protect mortals. And of course, Hina spin. Hina spin. So let's actually show off my powers. So, as you can see here with Yomu, I can actually just cut enemies straight up when it comes to my Rokanken. I can shoot wave beams, and then I still have my basic spell cards, so I'll serve the Eternal Future to just AoE nuke people down when it comes to it then. Hina's coming from both lanes when it comes to it. Shouldn't necessarily be a problem, though. Now, they do have good magic damage resistance, but nothing a little bit of just repeated basic slashes can't help deal with. It's like, it seems so easy, but I'm like, it's coming back to me on how like I used to play the game, quite frankly. And also, Marissa is kind of a really ridiculous tower. Now, can she carry missions by herself? No, you still actually need to have a good basis on how you want to defend, but she absolutely makes things way easier since you have a AoE map cleave that just kind of does so much for free. Because after that, being able to attack the enemies basically while they're still in spawn lane is so ridiculous, and getting an extended attack that is so big too is just really stupid. I'm really hoping one of these guys actually does drop a bomb though, because I want to put this Notori a little bit closer. But it's all fine, it's all fine. Actually, what's what to upgrade this Notori? Dark Ravens. A familiar used by Crotendus. It is responsible for delivering letters, whatever, stuff like that or so. My standard flying enemy, but I'm gonna actually have this Notori, but this Notori, getting her upgraded is actually super important because she and Yamame are my only resistance against flyers right now. So I will absolutely be relying on them so much. That means I need to cut down the regular waves, that way Notori can help deal with them. That, granted, actually, I can probably just have my Racing sit here instead, and have Notori attack on this corner. Alright, pick things back up. Yeah, Yamame's dealing with things just fine. And you're seeing, like, no matter how close these Ravens are getting or so, this Notori is taking care of them just fine, and then I am literally just the ground creeps. Wonderful. And that's one of blue points too. Hello, give me that. Give me all of that right now. Upgrade me another Racing all the way up. Okay, no, that's still considered within range. All good. Any placement for me right here? Yes, I can hide a no, I can hide a ram right there. Perfect. As for anybody that maybe sneaks by, I can deal with them. Honestly, I am gonna buy a bomb at this point here because it's annoying me. Because I also want to get a Cherno out on both wave states. That way, I have a way to deal with them. Yeah, look at all these enemies here that I have to use a really good ram to deal with, or Marissa clears. Who thought this tower was a good idea in game? Who thought this was a good tower to just say, yeah, it's balanced? Alright, move this Cherno right here so that she can help out. And then pick Marissa back up. And we have pretty good presence across everything when it comes to it right now. Only thing we're looking at is just upgrading this Cherno to level 3. And Momozy. Armed with swords and shields, the Wolf Tender Darts are a brutal fighting style that are very hard to defeat head-on. Yep, this is our first enemy that has three physical defense, but I don't care because Marissa clears. They are very slow, but Marissa clears. Alright, good on that to start. Another Cherno is to go ahead and start slowing down enemies on the entire lane. Hold on, I actually got a key from... Let me drop right here, so I can actually get a few bombs to help deal with these areas here. Unironically, it's actually so nice. This Cherno needs some upgrading real quick. And then I should actually be attacking with Yomu just a little bit here to help out on the lane. Oh, these keystones I can't actually get rid of with the bombs. Oops, wasted them. Oh well, no big deal. I have 2 level 5 Chernos when it comes to it, so we are actually just straight up chilling. My Alices have just been here just for last round of defense, but it's never gotten to that point, which I am very grateful for right now. I'm gonna have this Ran as a backup plan when it comes to it as well. Otherwise, it's just once again dealing with all this, dealing with all the floor mobs. That way, the air game is safe and sound. So let's get this Ran all the way up if I can help it. And yep, it's just holding Marissa in a straight line, quite frankly. You should be able to just hold in a straight line right that or so and help deal with it. So I can just look at this lane then, honestly. And then it's just another Marissa time. So I just have 2 people shooting down a straight lane. And I don't even have to think about it then. Because look how nice and seamless this whole entire mission's been. Nice, relaxing. They never even got to this other end of the map because Marissa carries. Oh, what a stupid character. And now we get on to another tower that I love. Yuka. She is our sunflower tower, and she will generate sunflowers that attack enemies, yes. Attack and trap, but they will also generate blue points. Oh no, baby girl. The greed is starting to come around then. The greed could be here. So that means I'd have to get rid of another tower type then. Quite frankly, Notori is great, and she definitely has uses above Racing when it comes to it, but I prefer the range. Now I might have to just swap them around depending on which map that we're on, but I love Yuka too. And I want to keep at least a blast tower is the big problem. So spell tower cooldown, please give me that. Let's go on to the Yokai Ravine. So the population spike, the conflict between Tengus and Kappas got heated up. The conflict now turned into small battles, blocking the path to the Moria Shrine. Somebody needs to teach them a lesson.